obviously don't have any microphone because we have George, so we don't need a microphone. It is wonderful, wonderful to see so many of you come out on this evening here to Harpers Ferry. You know, even when it rains, Harpers Ferry is beautiful. And just like all of your art, you were dealing with a tough subject, difficult subject, and yet you were able to find such incredible visual in the work that you've done, and we're so happy to be able to exhibit it here this evening. I would like to introduce myself. I'm the chief historian here at Harpers Ferry National Historical Park. My name is Dennis Fry, and I actually grew up here. Harpers Ferry in this area is my home, and so I first of all welcome you to my home, and then secondly to our, and I want to emphasize the word our, national park. All of us here this evening own Harpers Ferry. All of us, as part of being an American citizen, have ownership in this national park. So this belongs to you. This is yours. And it's our privilege for us, those of us that are park rangers, to be here to work with you and work for you here at Harpers Ferry. So again, welcome everyone. I would like to introduce, it's a great pleasure to introduce our superintendent. Our superintendent has been here only for a short time. And this is the kind of thing we hand to him. We give him these great successes that have been in the making for well over a year. So we're glad that Tyrone Brandyberg is here to have this experience and to be our superintendent, and he himself has made history. We've had superintendents here since 1954, and Tyrone is our very first African American superintendent during that long tenure. So we're excited to have him here. He's a great leader for our park, especially excited to have him here during this anniversary year as we celebrate the 150th anniversary of the establishment of Stewart College, and we celebrate our Shackles to Scholars event this evening. Superintendent Brandyberg.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. I was just thinking when Dennis said, I want you to welcome everyone to Harpers Ferry, to this grand opening. And I was thinking, you know what? There's not much I can really say about welcome, because this event is all about being here, being at this site, and enjoying art. Because if you look around, the artwork speaks for itself. And it's about history. It's about this place. It's about our story. So from a welcome standpoint, I welcome you here to this event. But you're always welcome to be at Harpers Ferry, and welcome to this event because this is all about our history. So I'm not going to delay the next speaker that's coming up, but I just want to say welcome. I said it, what, 6 times already? So I really mean it. Welcome. And thank you for all the hard work. Thank you, young folks. Let's give those guys a hand. Because you know what? Sometimes it's hard to express yourself. And when you do it in art, it just sends a chill down my back. So welcome again. Thank you guys. And we appreciate all the hard work.
Events like this are absolutely impossible without having lots of people that support it to make it happen. Obviously, none of this would be possible without your great art, which we're featuring this evening. How many of you are here tonight that are students that actually help produce the art? Just raise your hand. Wow, wow, wow. Great, yeah. All right. Thank you. Well, this would not have been possible without the people that pay for it. Unfortunately, nothing comes, if you put nothing into it, as we all know, you get nothing out of it. And so it always requires some sort of investment. And so our partner, our investor actually in this project, is an affiliated national park unit known as a National Heritage Area. And it's a long one. It stretches, think about the map for a moment, stretches all the way from Gettysburg in Pennsylvania to Mr. Jefferson's city, Charlottesville, Virginia. Long distance. So we have the president here this evening, the president of the Journey Through Hallowed Ground, and the Journey Through Hallowed Ground National Heritage Area, who actually was responsible for the funding of this project. And I'd like for all of you to welcome Mr. Bill Sellers. Bill?
It is so great to see all the artwork, and I was going to ask that question that Dennis just asked him, who the artists were, but who are the parents who are here tonight?
All right.
Thank you for being here. You all have a tremendous amount to be proud of. I mean, I am blown away by this exhibit. I'm really blown away. We started this out, Jennifer, it's probably 7-8 months ago. About a year ago. It's a little longer. Time flies. But we started talking about the concept of what we wanted to do, and then the theme that maybe no place in the country better portrays, but the healing through history, shackles to scholars. Because from a 10-year period, from about 1857 to 1867, you go from the period of slavery to John Brown and his protests and hanging. To the Civil War and the battles that were fought here, to the Emancipation Proclamation that happened just down the road in Washington, but we felt the clear effects here, to the establishment of Storer College in 1867, and to put on top of that the Niagara movement and what W.E.B. Du Bois did here at the turn of the 20th century to really start the modern civil rights movement. That's where that began. So, in this small town in eastern West Virginia, all this amazing history happened, and the fact that all of you students, working together, could put together this artwork is just it's incredible to me. This is the probably the most fun I've had with a project that we've sponsored since I've been with the Journey, and we really you all have set a precedent that I hope that we could follow throughout the region. And this has really been the most successful program that we've had in many ways as far as impact. We have 31 schools, 81 classrooms, 250 works of art, 3 states. It's and with this very challenging theme. I'm sure that as you were in your classrooms, all of you students, you have to think a little bit about how do I put this? How do I portray some of these things that I'm thinking? And bring it to a canvas, or bring it to some of the other fiber artwork that I see here. So I'm so proud of all the students who have been engaged in this. It's great for the Journey to be involved in supporting what you do, to support what our schools do, to support Harpers Ferry, and all the wonderful work that they do here. So it's very, very gratifying, and I thank those students, you student artists. And I hope that some of you will build on this experience. How many of you, is this your first art exhibit? So some of you have exhibited before? Yes. Okay. Well, I hope this is the first of many, because I see an awful lot of talent in the room. So thank you for all that you did in making this happen.
Bill has a very important team, and some of them are here this evening. Just like to acknowledge them, because he doesn't do this by himself, as none of us do. Our superintendent and I spend a lot of time talking about team. You see that big smile right there. We talked 2 hours this afternoon about the team, and so it really does take a team. And I would just like to acknowledge some other members of his team, the Journey Through Hallowed Ground team, that helped make this so possible. Stuart, President of the Board, thank you very much for all the great work and support. Thank you very much. And I see, where is Jesse and where is Michelle? Jesse, Michelle, thank you guys. They set everything up. There you go. Thank you. A lot of work to put all this together. And Catherine is here. Yay, Catherine. Thank you, Catherine. She's the one that gets the money to make it happen. Thank you, Catherine. All right, thank you all very much. Great team to work with. Wonderful people on the journey through Hallowed Ground. We have more wonderful people in addition to you in the audience who have also made this successful. If you haven't gotten enough to eat yet, it is your fault because we have lots of food here this evening. And so I want to acknowledge the people that are helping to bring that to us and also run our great bookstore right across the street, which I've been reminded is open this evening. And remember that if you buy anything in there, you're really helping our national park. It's a nonprofit organization that supports who we are and what we do. So Kathy Baldo and her team. Kathy, thank you very much for all the support that you give us. Thank you all. Thanks, guys. You're terrific. I also want to acknowledge, before you leave this evening, take this home as a little souvenir, as a little memory of your experience. They are on the table here behind you as you come in through the front of the tent. It's got some of the pieces of art on it, including some from some local schools here in Jefferson County, and then it has the poem on the back from Shackles the Scholars. So make sure you take this with you. But you want to know where this idea of this type of art came from. Jennifer, come here a moment. Yeah, you can take a few steps forward. I'm not going to ask you to say anything. This young lady right here created this whole idea. She has come up with, she's trying to hide behind the superintendent. She created, while she was in college, because of her love and passion for art and her understanding of what art does for kids, she created an organization, also a nonprofit, called the International Fiber Collaborative. And this is the kind of work that kids from all over the country have done. Thousands of pieces of art from hundreds and hundreds of schools in dozens of states. So she literally, you're looking at a person who has created a movement, the founder of that movement. That's Jennifer Marsh right here. And for this was the invitation that you received, or your teachers received, or your principals received through an email. Beautiful design, put together actually by one of our very gifted park rangers. And I would like to acknowledge her because whenever we have a situation like this, she's so creative and comes up with these wonderful ideas. And this is really a piece of art in itself, using the art. And that is Miss Autumn, Ranger Autumn. Thank you, Autumn. Finally, we would not have any of this without the logistics, back door, behind the scenes work that is accomplished. We wouldn't have the tent, we wouldn't have anything set up, the buses wouldn't be running. All those things that involve the setup of a program like this are people that usually are unheralded heroes you never see very much of and you don't hear much about, but you should. And so the one who does that for us, our special events coordinator, and one of the best there is in the Park Service at special events, we need to acknowledge. And that's the big man over here in the corner, Todd Bolton. Thank you, Todd. I think it's really appropriate to finish this evening as you get ready to go and once again explore some of the art before you leave this evening. And not only find your own art, which has been fun to watch all of you go right to your own art first, but then what's been really interesting is to see you walk around and see what other people have done and what they were thinking about in their own minds as they visualized from Shackles to Scholars. When we were preparing this project, we needed something to give to you that would really spur your imagination and really get those artistic juices within you flowing. So a poem was written to help with that. And I think it's appropriate with all the artwork here this evening and being here in Harpers Ferry to actually share that poem with you. So I'm going to ask you to do something that's really, really hard to do, especially in today's world. Really try to listen to the words, because words are really magical when they're written in a poem. You guys found the words, saw the words, used the words, and then changed those words into these images. That is a very, very special talent you have. But here were the original words from the poem from Shackles the Scholars. listen carefully. You'll hear, and when you go around and see, you'll see so many of these words in their art. You are born, but your life is cold. You have parents, but they may be sold. You can speak, but you always are told. You will grow, but you are trapped in a frozen mold. You are a slave, chained by shackles so tight. Your life is darkness, but you yearn for sweet light. You know you have worth. You will lead the fight. You will break the shackles and bring humans their rights. You hope for help, courts, the Congress, but no solution is found. You watch Americans argue, freedom or slavery, round after round. You see brothers and sisters escape via a railroad underground. You hear whispers of Harpers Ferry and a man named John Brown. You see the Civil War. You know it's your turn. You break the bondage you forever have spurned. You seek now the knowledge that you always have yearned. You discover a school named Storer where you're welcomed to learn. You are happy now, no longer sour. Your education has value more than every single dollar. You learn learning is your ultimate power. You achieve your dreams as the noble scholar. Thank you all for baptism. Well, thank you. We're going to ask our musicians to come back and add class to a classy event. Have a good time. Enjoy socializing with each other. Plenty to eat. Visit the bookstore. Buses will run until 8:45, so you have plenty of time. Bus runs will be about every 15 or 20 minutes or so. So enjoy. Have a wonderful experience here in Harpers Ferry. Thank you all.